Tony, he has this very professional way of doing it. It says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how they do it. Did you know that? And that's how the pros do it. That's right. Yeah, sometimes you got to do the 5 fingers, but yeah. Anyway, so there we go, sir. And this is the Scully Sez podcast. I think it's the 30th edition. It might be. Could be.
I believe
30.
so. Yeah.
Yes, 30. So we hit 30. And this is a momentous occasion for us, and I continue to get these women coming at me out of TikTok. You know that I've told you that before.
Out of the woodwork, even something.
Yes, but I'm getting better because I'm getting some gentlemen, and these are real gentlemen, and in addition to that, I'm getting women that are coming, that are following me that are completely clothed. So you see, sir?
That's good.
Yeah, it's
good.
Yes. I've been told that some of these things are bots, you see. Some are bots, you see. And of course, we frown on thongs. We frown on thongs. We really
well, and even more sinister still, sometimes they're not even bots. Sometimes it's like a guy in like an internet cafe in like Indonesia. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, there I could go for. I could go as long as he's not wearing a thong. I have no problem with the guy in a place in Indonesia. Could be where the hell it is, I have a few of those folks. Yeah, I have no problem with that. Yeah. The more the merrier.
Yeah, it's just when they're purporting to be something different. That's crazy,
Oh yes, well, I've always purported to be something different as well. You see, because if they find out the real me, then we're all in big trouble. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's incognito. They don't really know the real me, and it's best that they're not. So, and were you going to tell us what we're supposed to do, sir?
Well, everyone just gotta like and subscribe, smash that like button, even as they say.
Yes.
And you can find us on any major platform that you have podcasts on. I'll list them all at the end.
YouTube, even, right?
Even YouTube.
Okay, well, and so we're getting mainstream. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about mainstream. I've already warned you. I've about some of these. Some of these subjects that we're going to get talking about, did I?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Petey, I told you about Petey Buttigieg, didn't I?
Mm.
Petey Buttigieg. Now, Petey, he's now in Michigan.
Yeah, that's an interesting, move for him.
Well, it's you can actually walk from South Bend to Michigan. You walk, it's pretty close.
And yeah, it's true. I guess it is northern Indiana versus Michigan.
And of course, there's this place called Michigan City. Michigan City, and there's a reason why they call it Michigan City, as opposed to yes. So it's kind of close to Michigan. You see, it's the same way as they call it East Chicago, don't you see? East Chicago being east of Chicago. You see how that works?
Right.
So I guess they could have called it, instead of Michigan City, they could have called it South Michigan, but they didn't, see.
I feel like South Michigan would just have some negative connotations, and they just
Yes. Well, so anyway, you might also know that that Indiana is a red state. You knew that, did you?
Yeah, very much so.
And did you also realize that Michigan is a blue state? Did you know that?
Yeah.
And so you could see which side Petey would be on, don't you?
Right. It's a move that makes some sense.
Yes. It's one of the few moves that Petey made that made some sense. You see,
right?
I was listening to him today. The man. Here's the problem. The man is a very eloquent speaker. He's a very eloquent speaker, and he speaks well. And to listen to him, he has all the answers. Unfortunately, his speech does not actually. It doesn't mirror his actions. You will remember the train mishap we had in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yes.
East Liberty. You talking about?
Yes, and when he was Secretary of Transportation, at one of the largest railroad mishaps in the country, and he didn't seem all that important for him to get there. I believe it took him 3 weeks before he finally decided that he'd trek on down there. Don't you say?
Right.
That
Not like it's a big deal or anything by
no, no, no,
that effect
no,
on anyone, you know. No, 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 no.
no.
Everybody's chill.
And you'll remember as well that I think it was in 2021, we had this little thing, we had this problem with the people being stranded at the airports. Do you remember that, sir?
Yeah.
And Petey was on maternity leave. You remember that as well?
Right.
I
Well, he
guess
had to. He had to.
well, he had postpartum depression.
Understandably so.
Yes. And so there he was. He and his partner were consoling each other, and he was too engrossed in these things in order to get himself to participate in anything transportation wise. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now here's this is the thing that kind of astounds me or bothers me. You see, so in my experience, when I was even when I was a kid, I'd have these jobs, and I would mess up. You see, I take too long to make a delivery. They said that, well, perhaps when I was doing my janitorial work, that I wasn't getting done quickly enough. You see,
Right.
and so I was threatened with what they call termination. You see, so that's a guy that's a kid who's 18 years old who's doing a task, and they think they could do it a little bit quicker, and they're going to fire him.
Right.
But here you got this guy who has who has botched up almost everything that he did. Even as a mayor, he was known as Pothole Pete. But well, that's truth, sir. This is no laughing matter, sir. I see you.
That's so good.
I know
Classic.
but yes, no, that's exactly what he was known as. And so, here he comes up, and what's the first thing he does? He criticizes Mr. Trump. And what does he criticize Mr. Trump on? He says, Mr. Trump, he said he was going to deal with inflation, see, at first and we still have some inflation. And of course, the moderator said, well, yes, but under Mr. Biden, we had the highest inflation we've had in 50 years or so. Oh, yes, that's right. And so he went on to something else, you see. But his segue was very eloquent. It really was. And so he was criticizing Mr. Trump for a number of things that he had not done correctly, you see. And had he, Mr. Buttigieg, had he been in that position, he would have been able to take care of business, you see.
Right.
And so now you've seen, I've laid the groundwork for you, have I not, sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
So
so,
dogs came barreling down in here. They heard you say Pete, and they were like,
I see. Well, yes, I could see where the dogs would come rumbling down at that. So,
"Hey, you set the table."
yes, and I want your insights on this matter because it's very. Yeah, I did not ask for his insights, and the only insight he's going to get is the back of the hand.
Yeah, he is losing his mind right now.
That's all right. We can put up with some barking.
Yeah. So anyways, no, but I think I feel like it's always funny, not even just specifically in Pete's situation, but basically, every single time someone loses the presidency and they go to criticize, it's always like, oh, I would have done better. I would have done better. I would have done this differently. I would have done that differently. But it's like you couldn't even do the prerequisite to be the president. You couldn't even win the election, right? And so to assume that you could do anything better than the person who just defeated you in the prerequisite to become the president, which is the election, is already just right there. I feel like you're starting from like a weird point to be picking at as Pete, you know what I mean, or anyone in his shoes.
Well, although I have to slightly disagree with you on that because I would say with Mr. Biden, all the other candidates who are running against him were better qualified and more up to the job, you see. But and so it happens so often that you get sometimes in these positions you get the least qualified candidate.
It's true. It's true. But I mean, I think, I feel like a president is as much a president, individual president as like the team, you know what I mean? And so like that team theoretically is going to guide that, it's kind of like uh, if a team wins with a bad quarterback,
Yeah.
like it's just sometimes that's the way that it goes. And, it just because that quarterback was on the team winning doesn't mean that they're great. You know what I mean? But the team could still be great. It's kind of, I guess, where the perspective I'm kind of from. It's like, you're looking at the company that beat you out for a bid. And you're like, well, I would have done better. It's like, sure, but focus on getting the bid. You know what I mean? Like that's where his focus needs to lie if he wants to. I've just never understood the being super critical of the president before like trying to become the president later. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's just a cycle, right?
Well, I'm going to show my bias here. So, because you see, with Mr. Biden, I also felt that you see him being the quarterback, I thought that he didn't have a he couldn't see the field, and he had a very poor arm. You see, but and so he tended to and not be very quick on his feet as well, and so we had that problem. But then we also had a problem with Mr. Mayorkas or whatever the hell his name was, and then we had the Attorney General, that guy, and we had Petey there and a couple of other these guys. So I don't know why, but when I looked at them, the Keystone Cops kind of came into my focus. Do you remember the Keystone Cops, sir?
I do not. I do not.
Well, sir, you'll have to think about the Keystone Cops, but the Keystone Cops were not too far removed from the Three Stooges.
Yeah, they look pretty goofy from just a cursory glance online.
And so that if there was a situation that could be screwed up, they would do it.
And they were there quick
You see,
to do
and
it.
so yes, and so here during this period of time, as this is again my bias, but we have maybe 20 million people, undocumented people in the country, and there's not much criticism about that. You see, they're there, and oh my God, we don't know how they got there, but somehow they got there. See, we don't know anything, but not trying to remove them. There's a lot of criticism going on about the removal, don't you see?
Yeah,
So
well, and also a thing that I think is I know the optics are different, but also people, especially like kids, like I work a lot with like, kids younger than Colin because they're just my employees and stuff. And these guys are like literally don't understand the idea of the world without social media being like what it is.
yeah,
And when you explain to them like Obama's legacy is not like some legacy of peace and some legacy of just like flower power man or something like he got out more people than Trump did using the same director. It's
yes,
still Tom Homan or it's Tom or I think it's Tom, yeah, but it's
yeah,
still the same guy. Like when I was in middle school and high school, the
yeah,
same guy is getting people out. He got more out, during Obama. Also, Obama, like in the Middle East, is like known as like an angel of death. Like he like literally, and not in a bad way. He was doing it for American interests, obviously, but like he, was the drones were prolific. It was the most like it was such an advanced level of warfare. Like it was just a crazy. So people have this weird like perspective where now they're going to say like, oh, I'm going to be bleeding heart about this. And it's like these like 15, 16-year-olds that like can like shout with megaphones on the internet. And you hear a lot from them and from people who probably left their like brain development in that time period too, also believe this type of stuff. But like you're it's being ignorant. Like if social media now existed, conservatives would have everything that the liberals are talking about to talk negatively about Obama. all the same criticisms stand. And that even begs the question of, if it wasn't a big deal under Obama, and then you had Trump, and then you have Biden, and it wasn't a big deal under Biden that he was reversing everything that Obama did, then what do you really stand for as a party? Because, like, if your one guy is kind of holding, to the idea of having a strong border, and another guy just completely opens the border, how are we just, for the rest of, like, human history, or for the rest of American history, we're just going to be like, it's bad to kick illegal immigrants out, when, like, even, like, in my lifetime, not a super long lifetime, when I was in high school, there was, like, a guy kicking out, you know what I mean? There was a guy who was totally against, or totally pro strong borders, who was a Democrat, and he was, like, beloved,
Well, yeah, no, and so I think that Obama had something in common with Buttigieg. Both of them were smooth, very smooth, and they spoke well. And even when they screwed up, they, they and people very impressed with their demeanor and the way that they went about it. And the point was that they were smooth, no doubt about it. And you have to give
crazy smooth,
yeah, very, very smooth. And the people, you'd have all these comedians and these stars and so on. They would be very happy to interview either one of them, particularly Obama. But Obama was constantly on the late night TV shows and so on, and everything that he said that they would laugh at and do.
Yeah, Obama was, like, beloved. I mean, like,
Yes.
from NBA, like, he was on Inside the NBA. He was on every single late night
yes.
show. He was, like, the hottest booking you could get the entire time he was president. He was like,
Yes.
I hate to say it because I don't even want to just, like, parrot, like, stuff I've heard, but, like, he was, like, more a celebrity than a president almost,
Yes, yes. Although, see, sir, now you sidetracked me again, don't you see? Because his wife, Michelle, she's been on these talk shows and she's on podcasts with her brother, and she's very upset. She's very upset. She's been misaligned. She's been maligned, rather. She's been, it's been very hard on her. She said so. She said that a person in her position, it's really been tough, you see. Very, very tough. Oh, that's what I mean, she does have a house, and she does have a roof.
A few, I think.
She has a roof over her head. She does, and she's able to express her opinions on occasion. But she's very dissatisfied with the lot in life, don't you see?
And it also flies privately on our dollar everywhere, right? And
but her biggest complaint seems to be about that smooth character that she was married to. You see,
right?
She has nothing good to say about that guy these days. No, nothing. And so so that leads to a lot of speculation that perhaps the honeymoon's over. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's kind of what they're talking about. So now we've went from Buttigieg to Obama to Obama, as I should say, and I think we've cleaned that up. Do you think you agree with that?
Well, yeah, I did have one thing to say, actually, or still on that topic. I do think it's interesting that there's friction there, because the only thing I could think that would, I mean, who knows? No one has, like, a window into what their life actually is like. But, like, I would imagine if there was some reason that we could be attuned to that they're having problems, it's probably that Obama is, like, a vast amount more conservative than what the average liberal party looks like now. Like, if you ran Obama now under, like, with all of his same things, maybe aside from Obamacare, you would be basically looking at a conservative president. Like, it's not it. He's very, very much more dialed back compared to, like, the most. And obviously, all we have between him and Trump is Biden. So whatever. But at the same time, like, compared to the way that people think, and compared to how someone who has political aspirations has to talk now, i.e. Michelle, who, like, probably it looks like does want to, like, jostle for a presidency or something like that. If that's what she, is trying to make happen, I could see her distancing herself from Obama, where, some of the most famous pictures of Obama in the past 10 years have been when him and Trump happen to be seated next to each other at some sort of presidential event, and they're just laughing to, they'll be sitting, just having a conversation, and it's, like, always like, what are they doing? What are they laughing about? It's like, I don't know. Maybe the two guys had the same job, like, I don't know, like.
Well, I'll say this though. This gets us over to somebody else, but Obama was likable, could talk to people, and that brings us up to a guy by the name of Slick Willie. Slick Willie is for all his for yes, yes, for all his peccadillos, you see, he was likable. People liked him. He could talk to George Bush. He could talk to.
Oh yeah.
He could talk to Trump. He could
Across the aisle, and they would follow him around. They
Oh,
loved that.
sure, sure. And he would say to people that he could feel their pain. And they believed him. So, another smooth character. There's no doubt about
Oh
it.
man, he's delish.
Smooth, yo.
Yeah.
Slick Willie.
He was Larry Bird as a politician.
Oh,
You know?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So now we've got those.
Well, honestly, when we're on those characters, we could segue into a topic you talked about earlier, Epstein. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, yes.
There's a through line.
Oh, yeah. Yes, yes. Well, I think there's a lot of. I think that kind of goes across the aisles. I'm not sure. You see,
For sure it does, for sure.
I was never invited. I worked that. Known. I was Mr. Epstein. I had nothing to do with that. I make a complete disclaimer. If my name ever comes up in connection with any of that stuff, I was never there. I never did it, and I know nothing about it. Okay, so I want you to understand that right now. So, yeah. And,
I actually, last year we saw it because we went to St. Thomas and it's right off of St. Thomas. So we saw it. So like the little famous like blue and white little building with the palm trees and everything that saw us. It was there. It was still there. And I guess one of the boat guides was telling us, they were like, oh yeah, some big investor bought it and he wants to turn it into a resort. And I was like, it better not be a family resort. So he can see.
Oh, I see what you're saying, there, sir. Yeah,
But it was cool. I mean, listen, if there wasn't documents to prove it, I could see that maybe someone just rides jet skis around there. But oh no, unfortunately, that's not the case. So, we'll see. I mean, it's all going to unravel pretty quick because there's going to be a national spotlight on Columbus here from with China. All of the Somalian the Haitian passports are expiring. A lot of them are here and in Springfield, or in Columbus and Springfield. I'm not in Columbus, but and that spotlight also is probably, I assume, going to kick up some dirt that gets onto Les Wexner, which he's going to be, he's a guy who's kind of the linchpin of this whole thing. Him and Epstein were like boys, they were like best friends and built their business together and everything. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still waiting for those. I wish those. I hope that if Wexner actually had somehow his best friend and his political, or not his political, his financial consultant and partner, all this, if he knew nothing about it, then I hope that he continues to live unaltered. But I can tell you what, I know a lot about my friends that I kind of decide not to pick those scabs sometimes with them, and it's nothing like that. But if one of my friends is doing that, I'd like to think that I'd be pretty perceptive to it. So I'm waiting for his name to come off some of those buildings. So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, the thing is that, I don't know. It's just one of those conspiracies that kind of really sucks because ultimately nothing will come of it because it's such a wide berth of people. You know what I mean? It's like something that maybe in 50 years it'll get declassified and we'll get to see it, whatever, but not until everyone who's in there is truly gone and not, you know what I mean? Or at least not politically useful anymore, whatever. But it is crazy to think,
Well, so us talking about picking scabs and so on, I think we should now go on to Don Lemon, huh?
Absolutely.
Yes. And Don, he is a reporter. Did you know that?
I mean, you could call him that, I suppose.
I could call him a number of things. I'm just saying that's what he calls himself.
That's true.
I believe he's been outed, though, for a number of years now from CNN. And I believe that the gentleman will do all. You see, I don't think that Don Lemon is, I don't think he's motivated by money. He's got plenty of money, and he's kind of pampered fellow, but I don't think that motivates him. I think what does motivate him, anything, he needs attention. He's definitely seen.
Attention and power for sure. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And I think that when he got the boot, I think that was crushing to him. I don't care whether he gave him $50 million, 100. It wasn't good enough for him because, and so he had to, but he's getting more and more desperate. And uh, did you saw some clips of him barging into that church during the services? Did you?
I did, and then I saw him not only barging in, but I saw afterwards him trying to take the victim angle and
Oh, yeah.
act like, oh, look, the journalism is being silenced. Oh, wow, blah blah. Man, come on, dude. Like, journalism is standing outside of something, yelling at someone. That's abrasive journalism. Like, oh, we're 25 minutes in. What the fuck, man? You can't just walk in. You know what I mean? Like, that just doesn't work, dude. It's not a real thing. Like, it's just, it's like, what I hate more than anything, especially in this time, day and age with the access to information, is just like not being a little bit real about something, right? Like let's be honest. That's a child's way of being, right? Like to think that that's how you get your way, and that's like how you can conduct yourself, especially considering, not for nothing. Do people forget that they're examples? You know, like, do people forget that people look at them and are like, "Oh, if I want to be the next big journalist, I need to be like that guy." Well, go be like the people who actually like trailblazed in your field. You know what I mean? For all the fault that you could give Anderson Cooper, he was in a lot of places and has been reporting on the ground in a lot of places where it's like, all right, yeah, like I probably wouldn't go there during that time, or I probably wouldn't, whether it be big events that need like FEMA intervention, stuff like that, or like in like actual active, military zones and stuff. Like he's out there. I can respect that, for all the things that I dislike, and I'm sure Don Lemon has some of that, but like this day and age when you have this much agency over what your content is and over how you're going to be perceived, it makes no sense for him to be conducting himself that way. It's just like pure. It reminds me of a way a TikToker or something would do it,
Yes. Like, well, I'm a TikToker, so
but like a prankster, not like like a prankster more so. Like,
well, so, but yeah, with this Lemon now. Here's the thing. He says he's a journalist, but when was the last time you saw a journalist like take Edward Murrow, who or a number of these other journalists? When was the last time that you saw any journalist giving out coffee and donuts to these people ahead of time? You see, and then following them in and conducting what he considered to be an interview. I mean, I don't know, as a journalist or even as an interviewer, even with you, sir, I'm not going to give you coffee and donuts. You go buy your own coffee and donuts, you understand?
I did. I brought my own. I fed it. I had a muffin. I opted for the muffin option.
Exactly right. So if you say anything and you use any bad language or anything, I distance myself from you immediately, as I know nothing about the man. You say
Right.
it's the old Judas Iscariot move. You see how we do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm still looking for my 30 pieces, 20 pieces of silver, but that's another story. Anyway, so getting back to our friend Mr. Lemon, do you have anything else to say about him? He's being charged now, charged with a federal crime. You know that.
Yeah, I think like, you know, uh I just he was just so smarmy and so arrogant with the Elon stuff. That's like it was just such an arrogant way to be. And I say it to again, I work in a place where people disagree that he's, about his contributions and stuff. I don't care. You could think he sucks or whatever. That's fine. That's your prerogative. It's not my deal to deal with. But
What did you say? Not to interrupt you, when you say he sucks, are you talking about Elon, or are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about Elon. Like when
Oh,
people will say he sucks about Elon, whatever. It's like, that's
yes.
fine. Great. But to
Right.
say he's stupid is just wildly arrogant. It's like he's clearly doing something that most of us are incapable of, like he's clearly accomplishing that. And to like just reduce it to, oh, he's stupid because I don't like him, is just, no, that's bad. And I think that's what his attitude reeked of that to me. So I'm just like naturally just don't like him from that point forward. I don't think I'm the only one either. Like I think that's one of those things that just makes you not like a person or a reporter.
Well, I was a little bit concerned when you said he sucks. I thought that you were talking about Mr. Lemon. I thought that was disparaging. So
Well, he sucks a little bit too, but he at least
what?
I think he wants to be that way. I think he thinks that gets him generates clicks. I mean, here we are talking about him, so maybe he's right. But
Yes, indeed. So there we go. So Don is on a roll, and I believe that even if Don gets convicted, he will enjoy that as well.
ultimately, yeah, because it's attention, right? There's no negative attention.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I can't remember who the gentleman was, but he said it one time. He says, "Just get the." He said, "All publicity is good. Just get the name right, you know." And
All
so,
publicity is good publicity.
yeah, that's right. And so, we got moving on, and I told you that Abby Lowell is his attorney, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and you know that you remember how Don Lemon got the boot. You remember how he did that?
I don't remember his. The one whenever I'm thinking about it, I'm always thinking about the helicopter guy, the one who was like, was it Brian Johnson or something? He said he was like in some chopper for some sort of situation that it got proved that he wasn't, and it like tanked his credibility. So I know that's not Don Lemon, but it's
No, Lemon was they call even misogynistic, if you'll believe that. He said he made fun of his women co-anchors and so on. People like Soledad O'Brien. He made fun of her heritage and so on. I'm trying to think there was somebody else that he made fun of, but all his female co-hosts, co-anchors he made fun of, and so that was the reason. And then, of course, he mentioned the fact the lady that was running for president. I'm trying to remember what her name was, but anyway, he said that she was beyond her prime as a woman. Don't you see? Do you remember that? See, beyond her prime. So she was, and of course,
crazy.
I suppose a guy like him, he's 60-year-old man in himself, so I suppose in his own way, he was somewhat beyond his prime as well, don't you say?
Some would say.
Yes, I mean, I would, but I would dare say such a thing. But so, in any event, he made that remark, and so the studio finally had enough of him and told him it was time to leave. So that's what we got with that gentleman, and so I think I think that's about what we've done. Beat that thing pretty much to death. And you know that Mr. Iger is stepping down from Disney. You knew that.
Yeah, unfortunately, with that, I do know another thing is that Kathleen Kennedy is probably going to get tagged as his replacement. And
no, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No,
I hope not. But
no. Oh no, I think that she'd be much too liberal and much too political. And
she's terrible. She's the worst possible option. I hope not.
yes, no, I think they say the front row right now is a guy by the name of DeAmaro. Yes, capital D apostrophe A capital AMARO. Josh DeAmaro.
He's been a chairman since 2021. Okay.
He the man. Now there is a woman also who's slightly
Oh yeah, the guy who had the office before him became the CEO actually after and then Bob Chapek, and then he left.
Now, you know Chapek. Do you know anything about Chapek, do you, sir?
Bob specifically?
Well, you must know a lot. Yes. Well, he did something else besides that. Mr. Pierogi should know something about that. A little bit. He says he knows something about it. Mr. Pierogi's sipping his coffee and taking all this stuff in. But what does Mr. Pierogi know about that gentleman? What can you tell me about that guy?
Oh, well, I got to put my mic on here, but go ahead first.
He says he doesn't. Now he says he doesn't know. So I'll tell you what he doesn't know. That gentleman came out of a place called Whiting.
There you go.
Interesting.
He came out of Whiting, Indiana, and he was a boy from the region that made good. Now, yes, and so my spouse, she indicates she thinks that perhaps what happened was he was kind of a scapegoat, and Iger kind of used him and abused him, and
He totally did.
He only did it for like a year, though, right?
that's
Yeah.
right.
He totally did.
He did it for a year, and then he got his ass booted out. You see?
Yeah. And then guess who succeeded him?
Yes, that's right.
Guess who preceded him?
Yes,
Iger.
yes,
He was right appointed. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe he'll move back to Whiting after.
Yes. Well, that tends to be a something. Once they move out of Whiting, once they leave the region. See, I've always gone against the grain. You know that, sir. You see, the people are leaving the region. That's what they do. My children have all left the region. You see, but Mr. Scully, he was outside the region. He came from places where people from the region tend to go. I came from places that people from the region tend to go and came to the region, you see. And then once I came to the region, I was like a barnacle, you see. I attached myself to the region and then I refused to leave.
Well, you came from the East Coast, so what happened is
Yes.
you got to enjoy the joys of home ownership and car ownership.
Yes.
And instantly, right then and there, it was like, well, hold on a second. The city's cool, but
Yes.
I can listen to the radio on the way to work. Like, holy shit.
Yes. Well, I've known a couple people. These are New Yorkers. These are clients of mine at one time, and they became region rats. They came from New York, and they couldn't believe it because they were able to own their own home.
Yeah.
They were able to own their own home, and they're able to live in an area. Before they were running for their lives, and now here, they felt that they were so much secure, and so all they had to do was just mind their own business and go to work, and they'd be all right.
And you can still, in Chicago specifically, hop on a train and go to a city that gives you, in my opinion, as much as New York, but let's say 90% if you're really, it's got almost everything that New York has. I think there's pretty much nothing you're missing out on,
Well, it doesn't have Mandami.
Well,
It's got Brandon.
we had Beetlejuice for a while too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yes. Well, you see, I think even with her,
Her campaign was amazing too. I remember her campaign was awesome. It seemed like she was totally like,
oh yes. Well, she's very, very well. She was very, very bright. Very, very bright. Yeah, very smart person, and she had very good credentials, but unfortunately, didn't do too well. And this guy, he's I guess you could say he's more even than she is, because he not only doesn't have the credentials, but he's still not doing the job. You see,
right.
She had the credentials, wasn't doing the job, but
Right.
he has neither. He has neither credentials nor the ability to get the job
He's
done.
not faking the funk. He's just completely incompetent.
Yes. Well, but I think he may be the only one that doesn't know that. You see, yeah,
Shooters shoot, man.
yeah. So that's what we got there. Yeah. So yeah, and anyway, and we talked about
the First Brands thing I was reading about on the side.
yes.
These guys, some of my fellow Ohioans, my boys, in the auto industry, they one of them by the name of Patrick James, which I share both of those names with that guy.
Yes.
They launched. And his bro, Edward James, which probably should have gone into the financial sector. Is that Edward Jones? Is that Edward Jones? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyways, so it's fun. That's really funny because of what they did. They were supposedly selling $5 billion annual amount of auto replacement parts. They just filed bankruptcy. They owed $9 billion, and they had $12 million left in their account. And yeah, they are in federal court in New York for conspiracy, money laundering, wire, and bank fraud.
Yes.
So and sorry, Patrick James specifically, I didn't read this fully.
Okay.
Faces an additional charge of carrying out a continuing financial crimes enterprise. So essentially, like a financial RICO. It seems like they're almost doing to a guy.
Yes.
You know. So this is going to be a real big one. $9 billion. Jay Clayton, the U.S. attorney in Manhattan, called the case staggering. In his words.
Yes. Well,
But I can't believe that. Yeah, they ran it as a Ponzi scheme. They did all of the, they funneled money here, they funneled money there. They got disgustingly rich. They did it all. These guys did every bit of crime, and they did it all selling windshield wipers and glass.
oh, indeed. Do they own Anderson Anderson wipers, or is that somebody else?
I don't think that's them, but they might have sold them. And it says, yeah, Patrick James specifically had hundreds of millions of dollars of personal wealth acquired from this.
Yes. Well, he took care of himself. There's no doubt about that.
17 exotic cars.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Oh
So-
boy, oh boy.
So yeah, he lived a life, and so that's
No rest for the wicked.
and of course now Tesla. Tesla stock is going down. You know that, sir.
I do.
So does that mean that you're kind of embarrassed to be driving around in your Tesla? Is that right?
Well, I would say maybe, except for I feel like when Ford's stock trades at $13.80 and Tesla's trades at $430.41. I feel like we're still at tech company valuations, so it doesn't mean anything.
I think you're right, sir.
Like that's not really the value. Like that's something I feel like people don't understand. That should be abundantly clear to anyone. Tesla is probably one of the more valuable automakers in the world because they have two of the best-selling cars in the world, but they are not worth $430 a share at all. That's that's crazy town. No, they're not worth that. They're not worth more than Toyota. I mean, like I said, Ford's $13.88 now. Again, I don't know how many times that stock's been split and all that. I mean, Ford is probably, I imagine, one of the first companies to go public or something. Like that's got to be old. But I mean, like, even if you look at like Toyota's stock, you're still talking about $226 per share.
Okay.
So again, it's like, it's probably not worth it, but $430 stock is pretty crazy. I imagine really what's going to change everything is if somehow there is a way for them to get that cyber cab, and then the like, I use full self-driving, but it's called supervised. When the unsupervised version of that comes out, that's kind of what this valuation is predicting, is if that comes out and becomes a thing that people want to start retrofitting into their cars, or because you could just sit in your car and not touch your steering wheel for your entire commute. That's just such a, advertising thing for people, like, who knows? I mean, pretty soon there'll probably be self-driving cabs everywhere and stuff. You'll come get picked up and it'll just be a bench seat and they'll be like, yo, hop in, whatever.
Certainly be better for traffic jams and so on.
I mean, I'll tell you what, like, I don't think that everyone needs to self-drive. Like, I think that's people who want to have their classic cars, or people who just like driving. That's totally fine. That's great. But for the average person, like the person who is fucking annoying to deal with on the road, you look at them, they're on their phone, they're doing this. I'm not mad at them for it, because I get it. You're sitting, you're bored. The cars are easier than ever to control, so you're literally bored. You're not driving stick. You're not like holding the wheel to do anything. These cars are just so good. Our cars are so good right now. There's, you're barely driving. So I get it. But then, like, let's transition these people into the self-driving network so that we stop having to have them smash into people, crash or whatever. The sooner we can get it so that people can just sit and look at their phone while they're sitting in the car, the better it's going to be for the vast majority of motorists that don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, let me ask you, in your opinion, sir, what you think is the most important thing? The most important thing. Let's get down to nitty.
Philosophically or like literally?
Yes, it's literally, philosophically, and
It's like literally like water, I guess, probably,
Well,
or do you need more abstract than that?
Water would help. What would help? I would say here's something that neither one of us would be able to do if we didn't have it. It's what they call life.
It's true.
Life, right?
Right.
Life. Well, there's this, they've come up with a new study. You know that, do you, sir?
Okay.
The life
They do that.
expectancy today is higher than it's ever been.
I believe that.
Yes. Now, yes, so you understand that now. It's now the average person lives to be 79 years of age.
Average?
Yes, average.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yes.
Wow.
Now, sir, why do you think that age expectancy has gone up?
I think a couple things. I think one, we've not had a major war, so there's not been a culling of this population of
Plus,
and then I would say two, a lot more sedentary lifestyles, which while it's bad for your body, it's good for risk aversion, car accidents, accidents at work, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I think there's a lot of that. But I would probably have to say the biggest thing is modern medicine. I mean, the way that you can, people live through cancer a lot more than even when I was growing up, stuff like that.
well, I'll tell you what the answer is, sir. It has something to do with Mr. Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Mr. Trump has not talked about it too much. It has to do with drugs. Drugs, don't you see?
Medicine, yeah.
No. Fentanyl, dope.
Oh.
You're sitting now, you're average now.
Yeah, I see.
So when you get a kid who's 15 and he ODs, yeah, that is going
That lowers the average quite a bit.
That lowers the average quite a bit, you see?
Right.
And I don't get this because it just came up. I mean, it was kind of buried on the 5th page or something of the Wall Street Journal, but I don't get it. The drug usage has been cut down substantially within the last year.
Yeah, I would say like I see probably
Yeah.
at least half of the amount of drug addicts that you would see in the city where I'm at, and it's a pretty drug problem city. So
Yeah, and this thing with Maduro,
right,
this thing with Venezuela, this thing, blowing these boats up and so on. You have these people saying, "Oh, well, you can't be doing that," blah 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 blah. Well, of course, I think you can be doing that. You should be doing that
too. Well, there's no reason not to.
And so as a result, you see, people are living longer, and particularly the ones that are contributing the most to it are these young kids. And so, of course, you get some old codger like myself, well, that's one thing, but you get some young kid who's 15 years old or something that kicks the bucket, that's a tragedy. Particularly,
I think, well, sorry, I want to expound upon this, but go ahead.
Yeah, so you've got these kids with their whole life in front of them, and it's cut off. And a lot of these kids, I mean, they're just not out and out drug addicts out in the street. These are kids. A lot of these kids are kids going to high school, kids that a lot of them are experimenting for the first time,
right?
And so that is the reason why the life expectancy has gone up. And I think that it's I think that it should be touted a lot more than it is right now.
Well, actually, I was going to say another one that is another group that you can actually give Trump some credit on here too, and really less so Trump himself, but what Trump has like provided to the demographic. But one of the largest growing demographics of people like committing suicide was boys age 10 to like I think 16 or 10 to 17, somewhere in that bracket, and it's like. That is one of the biggest, like, just honestly, even up to into their 20s, it's a real problem. So it's still an epidemic, like a male loneliness or male mental health, whatever you want to say. But I think it's a lot easier for a single man to believe that the world doesn't want them under a guy like Biden than it does under a guy like Trump. Like, I don't think that for all of the hateful rhetoric and bad rhetoric that people say that like Trump espouses, nothing about what he says is ever like anything other than, work hard and blah, 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 and you can be a great American. You know what I mean? Like, he's not, his general theory on what he wants you to do as a citizen is not like crazy. Like, it's literally just like work hard. You know what I mean? Like, that's like his perspective on stuff. Get deals done, maybe is how he would say it. But like that, I think that the reason that conservative young men is growing larger than any, other political demographic, maybe other than like Latinos kind of coming to conservatism too, is because they weren't rejected when they came to the right, whereas they're rejected when they go to the left. They have all these rules they got to follow. They're the enemy in a lot of these situations. They can't speak on half of the topics anyways, because, you know what I mean? Like, it's when all of your issues are race and woman based, and those are the issues that you scream about the loudest, men are gonna like sit there for after a certain amount of time and just be like, yeah, I respect this, but like, what do you want me to do with this? Like, this doesn't represent me anymore, and people want to be represented anyways in political parties,
Well, I've just noticed, sir, you are a white male, and so you are a danger to the society. And, yes, and you've got to be taken into. You've got to be curtailed. You've got to be kept under control because you're a danger to society. It's true. Yeah.
You got to keep the tiki torches away.
You're right. I don't think you've been politically correct in a number of instances, and that's another thing that's bothered me considerably. You see.
What even is politically correct? You know what I mean? Like.
This political correctness, I don't understand it. I think you got to work very, very hard to try to be politically correct. You've got to come up with
fluid.
Oh yeah. I mean, you see, you call these words that used to be politically acceptable are no longer acceptable today.
All right.
So, his, her, this, them, these, those, I don't know what the hell. But anyway, you're supposed to be very, very circumspect about the way you talk to somebody and you address them. Of course, you can't call somebody "Hey, buddy," particularly if it's a woman. You see?
Yeah. Hey, dude, and it's like, it's ma'am. You're like,
yeah.
I'm bad, dog. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Well, but you're not sorry either. You said it, you meant it, you see? And so it's being a little bit you're not being honest. You say, well, I'm sorry about that, but you're not sorry about it. In fact, you're glad you did it.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is, the holding to of like, you're gonna feel sorry for, and then like it's like insert like not real thing to be sorry for here. You know what I mean? Like even the idea when it really started was like when I was in high school, they would the white guilt shit was starting like really hardcore, where people were like just fucking like everything had to be, let me show like the royal like black person on the internet, like how like dope I am as like a white person, like, and like it devolved from that to like now like it's like you should feel bad because you are a component of institutionalized racism. And like, it's not like you're just saying that to someone in like a philosophical conversation. It's like teaching children that, like, you like grab a white kid and you're like, listen, because of the color of your skin, you are like a part of a power structure that makes everyone else who doesn't look like you feel bad. And you're like sitting like as a white kid, like, what do you want that kid to internalize? Like, oh, I'm bad. You know what I mean? It's like full on indoctrination. And I can't stand it. I don't even know how I got on that tangent, but I had to get that one out. So.
Oh, yes, I see. Well, yes, I suppose I'm sitting here being this old white dude, just sitting here, you see. But nonetheless, I'm guilty of sin. You can see it. You can see it in my face, you see. I'm part of the not only am I part of the problem, I'm probably most
You're
of the
probably
problem.
the problem yourself.
Yes. I feel terrible about it too. I have to tell you that right now. You see, it's been something that I've been spending years on, and it's only getting worse as the time evolves. You see, yeah, I know. But that's the way I am, and yeah, they will take it as they will. So, all right. So I think
We had one more. We had one more topic.
Oh yes.
We had Amazon investing the $50 billion in AI,
Oh yes, yes, yes.
which is just, we've talked a little bit of AI, not at great length, just over the different episodes. We've talked a little bit about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I use AI somewhat frequently, but I use it as like a data aggregator more than anything else. Like, hey, find me all of this, blah, 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 this, or find me all of this.
Yeah.
I think it's bad to use it if, like, instead of thought, if there's something that takes your creative thought, like, getting an idea from AI is fine, whatever, but, creativity is a muscle. So if you work it, you'll have it and it'll get stronger. But if you don't work it, it'll wither away and you'll become emaciated. And I think that you don't want to be an artist who doesn't have strong creative muscles, because that's just stupid, So that's the only thing that I worry about with AI. Other than that, it's awesome. I mean, people are like talking about it taking jobs. I mean, dude, putting everything through a computer always creates more jobs, because the computers mess up and people exploit the computers and take advantage of the computers, whatever. Those people need, their jobs are important. And let's be honest, no one who works at the front counter of a McDonald's, need the job or don't need the job, is really too grateful for that job. They're probably pretty upset that that's where they are. So, stopping that from being a thing, but also working hard as a country to create other avenues for people of that, like, skill level and expertise level to still earn a living. That's like not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, forcing those people to become a part of a workforce in a more fulfilling way is never a bad thing, even if it might be uncomfortable a little bit at the beginning. So, I'm all for the investment in AI. They just got to be responsible while they do it.
Yeah. Well, of course, the problem is, I think it starts out with the education. We're educating people to be counter people at McDonald's, and yet there's no longer a need for people to be counter people. In fact, have you gone to a McDonald's place recently? I mean, you have to have.
How is it really?
You have to have some computer skills. They have these whatever the hell you call them, but
Big, like, tablet things. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you have to push a number of things, and God help you if you make a mistake. You see.
No, they like get kind of like, I've been at ones where there's still people working, obviously, but there's the kiosk there, and I'll, like, walk up to the front desk and be like, I'm just gonna place the order with you because, like, why not? You're here. And they, like, get annoyed. They're like, oh, you could just use the thing. And I'm like, right, but, like, I don't want to use that.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you insist that I do my job? How dare you?
Yeah, it's like it's like, is it so bad that I want to be like, hey, how's your day going? Good. And you, like, what? That's like, I do that all day. All right, like, that's like what I do, right? So, like, it's like, for me, when I, like, encounter a customer service interaction, and I'm like, hey, how's your day going? And the person just, like, stonewalls me or whatever. I'm like, get the fuck out of the industry, dude. Like, I'm sorry. I know it's a base low level job. Go work in the warehouse and get the bubbly guy who's playing music and enjoying himself in the warehouse out here, dude. Like, you make the world a tangibly worse place by not taking those jobs, like, with some level of, like, of seriousness. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always tell my guys at the shop, like, and especially at the end of the night, I'm like, ask people how their days are. Tell people have a great night. Judge the God bless, you know what I mean? If someone's got crazy pink hair, maybe don't hit them with the God bless. They might get offended, but, like, you hit the God bless with the people who you can hit the God bless with, whatever. Be a kind person. That's the objective. We're the last person that these people are going to encounter in their day a lot of the time. Like, the last person other than whatever they have waiting for them at home is going to be us, the pizza guys, or, like, a guy at the fucking Circle K down the street. So, like, just be chill. You know what I mean? It's just like, not being able to, like, do that is a problem. And that's why I don't actually hate the AI shit there either, because you know what? If I'm not going to get even a smile, like,
Yes.
then I'll just type the pictures of my fries in, dude. I guess whatever.
Well, even my toothbrush. I have a toothbrush. No, I've gotten to a very low level. But you see, I have to brush my teeth for 2 minutes. Otherwise, I don't get a smile. You see, if I get a smile on that that electric toothbrush thing, it ruins my day. You see. Yeah, I need
You have a better one than me. I was
yeah.
keeping it when I was there. We have similar ones. We
Oh,
did
yeah.
smiles. Okay.
I got the iOS, and I mean that's good stuff. You see.
I just
So
the IO.
I see. Well, no, this it reinforces me, makes my day better. The toothbrush it helps me along, and it tells me I'm doing a good job. I haven't done a good job in anything else, but at least it's brushing my teeth. I'm doing a good job. You see,
It is, you know.
starts my day off right. Yeah, and so that's what we've got going. All right, so now we dealt with life. We've dealt with life.
We've covered all topics. Somehow.
There's very little that we've left unscathed, I would say, and so we've uncovered a lot of problems that we have in society, and I think people that have hurt us, I think that they become energized and are about to go out there and change the world. Do you agree with that, sir?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think that now we've given some actionable advice to help the world.
And so with that, you said in the beginning of this production.
Yeah.
Remember?
So I know. Tony, you tell me if I'm getting it right, but I'm trying to remember it so I can get the flow down.
That's Mr. Brogy to you, sir.
Yeah, true, Mr. Brogy. My fault. YouTube,
yeah.
Spotify, Apple Music,
Apple.
the podcast app, right? Like literally.
Podbean.
Yep. And TikTok, of
yes.
course. Facebook too.
Yeah,
if
we share it on
you'd
Facebook.
like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's everything.
And I just cleared more space on my computer, so I'm hoping these could load better too. So, but we're good.
Cool.
I think, and don't forget on these TikTok things. I think I'm really making some ground. I'm breaking some ground now. We're getting all kinds of people now that some are actually fully clothed. You see,
Yeah.
and that's always that's always that's a benefit. You see.
Some good fans.
Yes.
Need to build that rabid fan base.
Yes, I do not want to see a 60-year-old, 100-pound overweight man in his Speedo. Want me to join up in his club, you see? That's not
for us.
It's a different group. And I mean, if you got a hairy back or something, I want you shaved, right?
Yeah.
I want
Decent.
Yeah. I want my followers to be clean. I want to be clean. I want to be well shaved and well clothed. I want clothes. They don't
Preferably employed.
at least have enough funds that they're able to. I'm thinking about setting up a GoFundMe just for me, sir. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I look deserving. There are other people a lot less deserving that got GoFunding, and this would not be a scam. It'd be outrageous.
It'd be funding.
Yeah, exactly. A couple extra coin wouldn't hurt me.
Ah.
So, all right. Well, I'm better than Epstein, right? Better than that guy.
Better than us, him than I did.
Yes. So, all right. So, I think we've done enough damage for one day.
Yeah.
No, Colin was here today. He couldn't take the pressure.
He was gonna pressure burst pipe. So we'll see Colin the next week.
Yes. All right. And so I'll let you back to your pizza, sir.
Back to the pizza.
And that's haha, right? Haha pizza.
Haha pizza.
That means the less on you. Is that also correct?
Yeah, the jokes are on us, but you got to pay for the pizza.
That's right. Yes, you got a lot of crust. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, someone wrote us a little, like a girl that came in and ate. She wrote us a little piece of paper that said "Let it crust" at Haha Pizza. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to use that tagline. But I'm going to be honest. I think I'll thought of that.
She didn't say you were a little saucy, though, did she?
No, she didn't. She
No.
called me crusty. That would have been worse.
No, yeah, that'd be kind of cheesy.
Crusty and dusty. Yeah, that's cheesy.
Crusty, dusty. Yeah. All right, so now I thought we were going to leave this on a refined note, but I see that we haven't, so I guess we'll just leave it, eh?
Well,
Peace out,
Peace.
sir.